Hey everybody, what is going on? It is Dunbar Snackbar with Madden 25, and we've got the NFC Championship coming your way. Now, in the last game, it was awesome. In fact, I recommend that you actually go back and take a look at it if you haven't been able to see it, just because it was that awesome of a game. I don't want to go ahead and spoil it. But this is going to be tough as we play the New Orleans Saints. Drew Brees, of course, going to be their quarterback. Coleman, my backup quarterback, will be starting the game today because Aaron Rodgers is on the last week of his injury. So that means if we win this, we're going to have him in the Super Bowl, which is going to be absolutely huge. Now, the good thing, though, is that with Coleman, he is on a hot streak right now, so his attributes go up, plays better. That's good. But there's still going to be a lot of pressure on him and Teddy Crocker to go ahead and play well, because I think that there's going to be a lot of offense in this game, which equates to a lot of points scored. So it's going to be a shootout. I just hope that I can live up to the challenge here, do what I can as far as the ground goes. Now, I really didn't do too much in the last game against the 49ers as far as running the ball goes, but that's because we were playing a really, really tough defense. So, pregame festivities are now over. It's time we go ahead and get into the game and see who ends up going to the Super Bowl. So we're going to start things off with a passing play, knowing full well the computer's expecting me to run on first down. And it seems to be a good choice as Jones picks up 20 yards. All right, so I'm going to be mixing things up like that. Now, I'm also going to be running some deep routes here too. Teddy Crocker on a streak, cuts to the right. That was a smart move to make. And that's going to go ahead and get me 40 yards. Heck, if we keep going like this, the next one's going to be 80. Which I can't really do from the 20-yard line, but that's all right. Incomplete pass. It's always tough whenever the wide receivers do a little cross like that and they run into each other right when you're throwing the ball. But there we go. Slant works right there. Cobb with the catch, beat the 3-yard line. So now what I should be doing is giving it to Teddy Crocker to see if he can pick up these 3 yards with it being first and goal. So I am going to run to the outside here with a little toss play. And that was a great play to call right there, too. Defensive back should have been watching Teddy Crocker make the run instead of covering the wide receiver. But, hey, it works for us. So, we get our first touchdown of the game. If I recall correctly, that's going to go ahead and tie the game at 7 points apiece. All right, so looks like New Orleans got a field goal, so 10-7. Teddy Crocker only picking up a few yards right here, and that's the type of run that I really don't want to be having this game at all. I mean, I need to have some decent runs with some decent pickups. Now, not able to hold on to that one. 3rd and 8. Going to have to stick with a pass here to see if we can go ahead and get the first down. Now, Teddy Crocker gets pulled. We do get the first, and so coming back in. There we go. A lot of times on 3rd down, Teddy Crocker does get pulled, which is really disappointing because those are the moments where I think I can really do the most amount of good. I mean, I can't even call the play. But, I mean, if the computer goes ahead and keeps getting first downs when I'm not in, I'll start to be more comfortable with it. So here we are in the second quarter now. Deep pass to Nelson, who's going to get the touchdown. So we're going to go ahead and get the lead now for the first time in this game. So I'm going to be exploiting the secondary. If the Saints keep giving me opportunities like that, I'm still going to be throwing it deep. So, big touchdown for us. Let's see if the defense will be able to stop Drew Brees. They do. All right, so this will be a really, really good chance. Now, it might have even been a turnover, too. Seeing how much time had passed, or maybe it was just a 3-and-out with a lot of passes. Because obviously, the Saints are going to be passing quite a bit. So that might work out for me, too, because more time on the clock for me to go ahead and run some plays and things like that. All right, 3rd and 6. I'm going to try and go with a slant in towards the middle with Teddy. There we go. Look at that. Oh, look at that. Fumble. Not cool. Now, in the last game, too, I had a big fumble. Really would have been a bad thing. So I don't know. Maybe I need to be working on Teddy Crocker's attributes there for carrying the ball. Because that's, I mean, as a halfback, that's always huge. I mean, you let the ball go, you cause a turnover. I mean, that could be a big, big change in the game. Least, though, we're still up by 1 point now. 5:01 is what we've got left here in the first half. I'm going to send Teddy Crocker on a little streak play. Finley cutting in, though, will be who Coleman decides to go to. 3rd and 10. So let's see if he gets the first down. It's going to be up to the marker here. And the refs call it a first down. All right, so new set of downs here for Green Bay as time continues to tick away. 4:17 now. Teddy Crocker on the left, but so is Nelson. Now, usually that type of move frustrates me, but I think that's what allowed him to be able to get into the end zone for a touchdown. So that little jiggle, bobbing and weaving, whatever you want to call it, makes it so that way we get the touchdown. All right, so as we expand the lead here a little bit more, I'm feeling pretty confident about how this is going to be going into the second half. Again, I got to sit and hold my breath, wait to see what happens during the time where I'm not in. 21-13, this is good. 3:35 at the time, I think it was, that the ball was hiked. Pickup of 8, which is the biggest pickup I have had all game long with Teddy Crocker, and that's disappointing here since we're in the second quarter. All right, so both teams with the goal line formation. I try to go ahead and go off to the right, but the Saints breaking through my offensive line, making me lose 2 yards. Teddy Crocker comes out, and again, a first down by Coleman and the Packers. So a great block. Yes. Oh, man, I am so lucky I got the touchdown there because blocking has been such a big problem for the Packers since I switched to all Madden. Like, oh, man, I didn't know it was going to be so tough. Well, I did, but it's, I don't know. Like, as a halfback, it's just more frustrating than ever to not have blockers in front of you blocking the way that they should than it is if you're playing as the whole offense. I hope that makes sense. But, you know, when you're the whole offense, I mean, you could throw the ball away if somebody lets somebody pass the line, stuff like that. But I don't know. I guess when the only option that you have is to rely on them, that's when it's the most frustrating. Anyway, 28-20 here in the second half. Coleman with a bad throw. There's going to be a flag on the play here, so I was kind of curious what that could be. Now, just looking at the way that the Saints are reacting versus the Packers, I think this is going to be against the Saints. Oh, pass interference. Interesting. I mean, because it was honestly a bad throw. I think we just got a present right there from the officiating crew. All right, so hiking it with the last second on the play clock. Cobb also with a touchdown. So this plan that I've had of exploiting the secondary seems to be working very well because I'm not going with it on every single play. I mean, if I were to do something like that, the computer will pick up on it, establish a defensive scheme. I don't know, it'll protect him against some deeper passes, but hey, if it's working, I'm not stopping. Now, I'm glad Teddy Crocker got the catch, but there was a great opportunity if Coleman would have waited one more second along the right side to get a deep, deep pass and possibly a huge touchdown right there. But Teddy Crocker gets the first down plus some more. That puts me at 51. Remember, my target for every single game is to go ahead and get 100 yards, so I'm halfway there, but I'm beyond halfway through the game. Do plan on running the ball some more here in the second half with the goal of making sure that we let the clock run down pretty quickly. Quicker we can let the clock run down, quicker we can call this a victory. Jones gets tackled at the 20-yard line. So Coleman, the way that he's playing, I really can't tell that much of a difference between Aaron Rodgers and Coleman right now. Granted, I think Aaron Rodgers wouldn't have thrown a few bad passes, but still, I mean, he's finding the open man. Sure, he's missed a couple ones or could have waited a little bit longer and found someone open for another big play. But honestly, I'm really impressed with Coleman's performance today. There's another touchdown pass by him, making the throw as he gets hit. So I got to backtrack on some of the stuff I said earlier. Not like in this game, but you know, some prior to this, where I was just like, having Coleman in is going to really mess things up for the entire season. Like, that's what I thought. That's what I felt. That really has not been the case. So I think it really goes to show when a backup quarterback is leading your team through the postseason like this. And Teddy Crocker, sure, he's got 74 yards now and has had some great games during the regular season. My postseason has not been that spectacular. It has not been worthy of some of the awards that I'm a finalist for, which I'll get a chance to announce in the next video, if I get any, of course. 2nd and inches turns into 3rd and 2 as once again I try to go to the outside, and it doesn't work. The Saints, their defense, really is holding tough here whenever I'm running to the outside. So there's Crocker on the wheel. Coleman, luckily, is throwing the ball as he gets hit, so it doesn't count as a sack. 4th and 2. 42-23 is the score here with 6 minutes left in the game. So, as I was mentioning, you're going to be seeing me run the ball a lot more. This quarter, I'm going to be running the ball more than any other time. So, there's Teddy. Some decent blocking, but I get tackled from behind. I'm going to go with something very similar to it. Little counter there. Misdirection. And I get a big run right there. That's going to put me over the 100-yard mark today. So, Teddy Crocker having a successful game, that's for sure. Not as great as Coleman's game. I mean, I still have Coleman right now as player of the game if everything continues the way that it's going. But still, I'm pleased with the performance of Teddy Crocker. 1st and goal. Got 7 yards left to go before we can get another 7 points. Ooh, sweet block in front of me. 81. Having so much success blocking for me today. Oh, man. I accidentally cut past the Lambeau leap. Man, I love the Lambeau leap. Like, personally, I'm not as invested in NFL as I am some other sports. But there's history with the Lambeau leap, and I just think it's really cool that they do that. Now, that play, defender got out of the block right at the perfect moment to tackle Teddy Crocker. If he hadn't, it would have been a touchdown, and I would have hit 150 rushing yards. So I'm looking at 2nd and 12, just trying to recoup some of what I've lost. I definitely do that, and I'm really close to the 1st down. I wonder whether or not I got it. Nope, just got 1 yard left to go. So letting the clock tick. We'll just run it straight forward, nothing too fancy. And there we go. Probably got 3 or 4 yards on that too. So at the 13-yard line, we've got the win. We're heading to the Super Bowl. Now right now, I'm actually mashing R2, L2, R3, L3 because I want to make sure I get the dunk with my coach. And by the dunk, I mean the Gatorade dunk. So that's going to be it. 49-30 is the win. Yes, it was a shootout. A lot of points for both teams. I'm just lucky I was the team that scored the most points at the end. All right, so in the next video, like I said, if there are awards, I will announce that. I will also go ahead and be showing you the Super Bowl because that's the team I'm going to end up playing. Yes, I got it. I have never done that before. Never. But anyway, we're going to be playing the Denver Broncos, so that will be a tough game too. But thanks for watching, guys. I sure do appreciate it. More of this to come later on, so make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. You can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, all that great jazz, but you guys are phenomenal people. You really are. Thank you again for watching, and as always, you guys, I hope you have a good one.